My name's Guy Kestivan. I've been a professional bike and kit tester for 25 years. But if you watched the first one of this, you know all that. And you know that this was meant to be a nice leisurely series talking about me building up the Nicolai Helius custom tandem that I had made years ago. I think Freya and I first did Ard Rock on this when she was 9 or something, with some more modern kit to get it ready for the event this weekend. But as often is the case in my life, I've completely run out of time. So it's actually 1:45 in the morning, and we leave for Ard Rock at 6 tomorrow. And I've still got to edit this video and get it online, yada, yada, yada. So I'm going to just run through this super quick because there's been some big old changes. Well, I'll stop waffling. Let's just go. Right. Starting from the front. You know, I had a pike on before. Well, I don't know if you did, but you do now. I had a relatively old pike, 140mm. It's now got a Zeb. It's not the brand new Zeb. It's Charger 2 on there, which, to be honest, I'm reasonably happy about because there shouldn't be any of the bushing problems. And I've ridden it once, and it certainly feels superb. So we're gaining several hundred grams. I think it's 400 grams of extra strength over the pike. You've got 38mm legs on this bad boy rather than 35s. And yeah, it's basically a much bigger hit fork. It's currently running 3 volume spacers, but I'm blowing through the travel relatively easy on it at that at 90 psi. So I'm probably going to go up to 100 psi and 4 volume spacers, because obviously with this bike loaded up and me and Freya on it, it's clocking on for probably, it's got to be 160 kilos plus. So well, that's a lot. I mean, half of that's going through the fork if I get it balanced out right. So, yeah, that's going to be a big deal, and that's why it needs more pressure in. Oh, God, stop babbling on. Right, up front, we now have a Hunt carbon, all-mountain carbon high-impact rim to match the Hunt rear that I fitted last time. And thanks to Georgia at Specialized, we now have Hillbilly Grid Gravity T9. It had a grid trail on before, so this is the 1300 gram super heavy duty downhill tyre in that lovely sticky T9 compound. And as it's going to rain all weekend, we are not only going mud tyre on the front, but after sliding about ridiculously on Wednesday night when we went out to try this bike with a semi-slick on the back, as I say, I was hoping to keep a semi-slick on there so it was fast rolling, but literally, the bike was all over the place. Freya rarely screams, and she screamed a lot on Wednesday night. Nearly put her in the river once. So we've gone max grip on the back as well with another Hillbilly Grid Gravity. So we've gained 2.5 kilos in tyres alone. Well, it's 2.5 kilos worth of tyres. What else has happened? Went back to a 1050 cassette because the first ride we actually broke the chain on it. It was a bit too stretched. Chain was a bit short. So new old chain. I didn't want to put a new chain on because it needs to be a bit worn in because it's a relatively old cassette. But yeah, that's all on there. Oh, and after a massive fight with the cush core on the first time, because I'd forgotten how to do it properly, I actually got it switched from to taking this tyre off, taking the Kenda tyre off, putting this on with the cush core installed took me about 20 minutes, which I reckon is a bit of a win. So properly grippy now. Freya, we've run through several saddles. We've done also, I mean, even just riding to the chippy was enough to get rid of the SQ Labs off there, but we've gone for a rather bougie 3D printed Specialized saddle, which she has declared is mint, so that's a win. PE's tool wrap, Holdfast tool wrap, is something that is debuting at Ard Rock. If you go and ask them about that, I'll do a launch video on that when it comes out in August, but sneaky preview, go see the lads at the stand at Ard Rock. 2 Pete's Fidlock bottles there. With that really good magnetic closure on there, because the last thing I want to do is be chasing back up the hill for lost bottles. Big Ortlieb frame bag on there, fully waterproof. It's got a spare chain in, it's got tubes in, it's got spare gear hangers, chain pliers, tyre levers, basically a proper heavy duty toolkit in there. Because we want to get round. That's the priority. It's going to be slow. It's going to be a bit strenuous, but hopefully the grip's on our side now. And, you know, you can never prepare for every mechanical, but there's a lot of helping hands in there, and in the tool rack for the instant access stuff. Got a DMR saddle on there now that needs testing, so that's being welcome to the bike. I'm hoping I can blag a 35mm bar and stem off somebody at Ard Rock I doubt BergTech or any of those guys are actually listening in the middle of the night to me rattle on. But there we go. If I can't, I'm going to take the DMR bar anyway, because that needs testing. But if I can blag a 35mm stem to go with that, I will, because that's currently on 31.8. And it's fine, but it's a bit of a narrow neck. I just look better with a bit chunkier. What else? Oh, and I was running odd grips, just because I'm finishing off testing on these. That's the fatter XL ODI reflex grip, and that's the narrower one. So I will do an update video on those, which is, well, basically, I was surprised that the XL one blew my hands up way more than the smaller diameter one, so which is annoying because I really like the green. I'm not so keen on the purple, but there you go, that's life, eh? But I might switch to another set of grips. Probably just put my Ergons back on, because I really like the Ergon G1s on the front, and Freya absolutely adores these flangey Ergons at the back. So what else have I done? Oh, I did a nice Shredder magazine, Cats for Strokes, Bikes for Stokes sticker. Put a bit more PTs on there. I think I've put some Enduro bearing stickers on there as well. And yeah, I think, I've got to spin the wheels through because at the moment the brakes are rubbing, but it's probably 2 o'clock in the morning now. So, and I can do all that when we get to the field up in Reeth tomorrow. So if you're coming to the event, do come and say hello. If you want to know any more about the Tandem, give us a shout in the comments. I might not answer it this weekend, but yeah. And obviously, we'll be shooting a ton of video on this bike and a load of other stuff going on at Ard Rock over the weekend, and seeing some of my sponsors there and have a route around, see what we can find. But for now, that's me in the middle of the night rabbiting on about, well, I bloody love it. I was going to say a rather special bike. It sounds a bit conceited, doesn't it? But let's be honest, my pride and joy, this thing. I mean, look at it. Look at the welds on it. It's an absolute monster. But this is Nikolai. Classic Nikolai. Amazing. Go look at their bikes. Go look at their history. They did a brilliant book a couple of years ago. I'm slightly peeved that this Tandem wasn't in it, but I think, to be honest, it's been a bit of a nightmare for them to build. And it's, as far as I know, they haven't built a Tandem after this one because it was custom geometry. I think it was too big for their jigs, but just a stunning aesthetic. They have this sort of massive welding, square section tubing. It's very Ramstein, if you know what I mean by that. And top fact, Callie and Nikolai actually trained with Horst Leitner, who originated the 4-bar linkage. He was a motorbike racer who originated the 4-bar linkage that was then licensed by Specialized, and is kind of the go-to multi-pivot suspension design. So basically that, having a pivot on the chainstay. God, I need to get this edited and then get at least a few hours kip. So that's enough for me. Subscribe, notifications. Thanks to all my sponsors. They're at the front. I'll stick them up again here. Thanks to my Patreon subscribers. If you really like what I'm doing in the channel, pledge on a monthly basis. Link at the end. But yeah, thanks for watching. And yeah, hopefully see some of you at the weekend. Cheers.